So the dream processing class, it's an introduction to dream yoga. And really, when we look at what dream processing is, it's a deeper level of vagal tone. It's a deeper level of healing on a psychological level, healing things that are emotional, mental, and really the patterns that we have in our life. In everyday life, the intellect has to do a lot of things where, as much as we talk about intellect being very symptom oriented and a lot of repetition and maintenance, there's areas in our life where we do need that. But when it comes to healing, it then becomes a stumbling block. And so when we try to heal things during the day, we can do it to a certain extent, you know. But if we really haven't cultivated a lot of intuition, it's harder and it's slower. And a lot of times we target things in a way that isn't going to really produce a result. It's just going to kind of soothe the mind for a little bit, but the problem's still there. It's just like rearranging things on your desk. You didn't take anything off your desk, you just made it look a little different. And a lot of times that's the way intellect tries to heal things, is it just tries to make it look a little different, right? And then we do intuitive practices where we might release it like a little bit deeper and we break out of the pattern. But really, when we do those intuitive practices, the heavy lifting of healing emotional patterns, mental patterns, old traumas, things that have been bothering us or weighing on us for long periods of time, even though we got the ball rolling during the day, it really happens at night when we're sleeping. And so you could even say some of your spiritual development, and for the average person, a lot of their spiritual development is actually more at nighttime than it is during the day, like while they're sleeping. So we're going to draw upon these aspects of some mechanics where we go a little bit deeper on how the mind materializes things and break some of those patterns and draw upon aspects that are greater influences outside the intuition, you know, not outside the intuition, outside the intellect, and drawing upon more of intuition, right? And so this has to do with the four winds aspect. Eventually it has to do with setting patterns in our life. So we're kind of reaching to the stars and then we're bringing it back in to do like a reboot. You know, we do a lot of vagal tone work with the different systems in the body. And we do vagal tone work even when we're doing the materialization breath and when we feel things in the body and we do Lama yoga. All of these are aspects of vagal tone. When we do that class from the cultivation of the mystical heart, where we worked on all the different parts of the nervous system, that is also significantly contributing to vagal tone because we're working the nervous system itself. So we're kind of working the core with that particular class. And then with the vital centers class that we've done, multiple times, but starting a few years ago, that is also hitting vagal tone as far as responses in the brain and brain function goes. So whenever we look at any sort of healing issue, be it physical, emotional, mental, or even what you would call spiritual healing, all of this always draws upon vagal tone. Vagal tone is rest and repair, right? And so, how we break out of these patterns, how we release these patterns, is through deepening our experiences of releasing stress, breaking out of patterns, breaking out of the armoring that can happen in the body and the emotions and the mind, and being able to have spontaneous movement where we move to our better selves rather than just doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So, it's a 1 day class. We're going to break it down so we keep them small and not too overwhelming. And hopefully you can join us.